against Kentucky in the tournament?
Well, I think for starters, it's you know, the Hoover Met and the SEC tournament's really become kind of a mini Omaha. I think it's the most competitive tournament there is in the country. So on one hand, it's a great reward for I think all the teams that are going to be there this week, but as well, I think a real challenge for all the teams that are coming in, on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're certainly excited to be part of that field, and we know, going in with our first matchup with Kentucky, we're going to face A.J. Reed, who very well may be the player of the year in college baseball this year, both as a pitcher and as offensively as a hitter. So we know there's some real challenges starting, with Kentucky on Tuesday.
I remember you pitched Nick at the Alabama-Auburn game earlier in the season. Is he just kind of a freshman that has the mindset for kind of these big games?
Well, we think so. He's been able to pitch in some big ones for us. Like you said, the Alabama-Auburn game, Montgomery as well. He pitched in Pensacola against Troy in front of a big crowd. So I don't really see the setting affecting him a whole lot. He's done a good job with that. He's done much better as a starter. And I think this is going to put him a little more in a comfort zone. And much like Bramblett last week, he is making his first SEC start, on Tuesday. So I think it's going to be a great spot for him, not only right now, but I think moving down the road just in his development and maturation, as a pitcher in the SEC, because we envision him being a weekend starter for us next year.
What is it with him that you think makes him better as a starter? Is it being young and being able to get into a game?
I think so. I think he's always trained that way, and I think with a lot of young guys that come in, some guys are just very comfortable taking that ball, from the first inning on and having your preparation leading up to that start, and then you throw them into the bullpen, and sometimes it just doesn't work quite as well. So, you can look at his numbers as a starter versus as a reliever, and that kind of tells you, where his comfort level is. And as I said, he's done a good job as a starter. That's where we see him, moving down the road. And I think it's a great opportunity for him tomorrow to get the ball in front of a big crowd against a really good Kentucky team.
In terms of the matchup, I imagine, it's not just you're throwing him in an SEC game. It's a tournament game against probably the player of the year.
Yeah, and I think that, as I'll relay to the team, I think that we need a big response from our position players as well. We've got to be good on the offensive end. The matchup. You've got a junior national player of the year versus a freshman, making his first SEC start. So that means a lot of players have to deliver in a big way for us tomorrow, particularly on the offensive end.
Do you handle it or approach it any differently, knowing that it's single elimination, win or go home in this first game?
Well, I think you play every game to win, and I think with the situation we're going to be in is Nick, and then you try to put in your top bullpen guys when needed, and but I do think for us to make a run in this tournament on the offensive end, we have to have some guys have big tournaments offensively to put runs on the board for us.